Up next on Connections, Bus Rapid Transit. It's a concept that CTA will soon test. A little more than 10 miles of dedicated bus lanes will be created to help speed your travel. We'll introduce you to a real winner, a CTA Rodeo champion, who's always ready with a smile. That, plus using technology to make bus travel more predictable. We'll show you what you should expect in the event of an emergency aboard a CTA train. And as Chicago baseball teams square off this summer, how the CTA is the common link to both ballparks. The CTA, working hard to improve, committed to quality, and its riders. Welcome to Connections. The CTA, delivering quality, affordable transit that links people, jobs, and communities. I'm Jean Sparrow. Welcome to Connections. Chicago has the second highest traffic congestion in the country, although we have the second largest transit system. But the CTA is looking for more ways to reduce congestion for buses. At a recent press conference, an exciting new program was introduced by Mayor Daley and the U.S. Secretary of Transportation, Mary Peters.
Chicago has long been a leader in developing innovative solutions to transportation challenges. Chicago is a city that is never on idle. That is why I am here today to announce that Chicago has been selected to receive more than $153 million in federal congestion relief funds.
Today we are thankful for this major grant of $153 million that we will use over the next 2 years to reduce traffic congestion and develop the first 10 miles of what would be a bus rapid transit network of more than 100 miles, a system that will provide faster, more reliable bus service and attract more riders to transit.
Bus rapid transit is a concept that's been applied in many other countries and a lot of major cities within the United States as well. The basic concept is using buses to move people more efficiently through city streets.
The proposed bus rapid transit system is a revolutionary way to look at public transportation. Using 3 key components, riders will see faster travel times within the next year.
Dedicated lanes is pretty straightforward. The idea being the more we can get other traffic out of that bus lane, the more efficiently the bus can move. So the idea there is to use the parking lane, what is currently a parking lane on an arterial street, as a bus dedicated lane.
Throughout rush periods only, in the direction of rush travel, a parking lane will be dedicated for bus rapid transit. During the morning rush, dedicated lanes will allow BRT buses to whisk commuters past congested car traffic. During the evening rush, the opposite parking lane becomes the dedicated lane, providing reduced travel times and faster service.
The BRT routes will also make use of portable fare collection boxes and prepaid boarding areas to allow more quickly passengers to get on, get off the bus, and not have the delays happen as people fumble for change or tickets as they get on the bus.
Free flow boarding at both the front and rear doors will cut loading times in half.
And they'll also have communication with the traffic lights. What that means is they can actually hold a green, extend it for a couple of seconds, or shorten a red for a couple of seconds. This is an all automated process. Our emitter on our bus is constantly sending out the signal to the receptor on the traffic light to grant permission for our bus to extend that green.
Another important benefit to bus rapid transit is the environmental impact. Hybrid buses will be used for bus rapid transit to help reduce the impact of buses on the environment.
With the introduction of bus rapid transit, Chicago residents will have incentive to drive their cars less and potentially own fewer cars. And this is one of the most significant steps that we can all have in reducing our environmental impact.
The problem of traffic congestion in metropolitan areas is severe and worsening, but we don't believe we have to live in a gridlock forever. The project we're announcing today will make our city more sustainable, strengthen our public transportation system, and reduce traffic congestion.
Have you been checking your bus arrival times on Bus Tracker? This month, there'll be even more routes available on this helpful program.
Bus Tracker is a real-time estimated arrival time system that we provide to our customers.
You may be one of many already using Bus Tracker, a great system for finding out when that next bus will be at your stop. How does it work?
All the buses are equipped with GPS equipment, and that equipment talks to our network, which tells when a customer is expected to see a bus.
Bus Tracker is a valuable system for both CTA employees and customers.
The bus supervisors take a look at the laptops, and on the laptops it shows the buses along the route. So they can see delays in service, gaps, and then make the appropriate actions at that time. Customers use Bus Tracker to plan their route, their day better, so they can go online via a web-based computer or PDA and look and see when the bus arrives at their stop. A customer can either look at the estimated arrival time view or the bus location map view. And depending on which view they look at, they'll be on the estimated arrival time, they will see the predicted times, and on the map view, they'll see a bus icon that'll show when the bus will arrive at their stop.
CTA began adding routes in May and will continue to add routes throughout the year. Here are the active routes.
We're actually transforming the way in which our customers use public transportation.
Keep checking for more additions to Bus Tracker. Within the next year, all bus routes will be available. Just ahead on Connections, do's and don'ts in the event of an emergency on a CTA train. So what do you think the chances are for a Red Line World Series between the Sox and the Cubs?
It's possible.
Okay.
A couple of years down the road, I can see it happening.
But not this year?
No.
At this point, I'll root for the Cubs.
Okay. Yeah, that usually happens with the Yankee fans.
Yeah, I would like to see the Sox just cream them and maybe shut some people up finally.
Like every year, this is the Cubs' year. And I think if the Sox could actually manage to sell out Cellular Field, they might have a shot.
There'll be a lot of Cubs fans on the Red Line, a lot, and we always, always talk about it. We don't really like the Cubs. The Cubs not a good team now. The Sox gonna win it all the way.
I think it would definitely be the Sox. Go Sox!
Sox, all the way. Okay. Sox.
The CTA, delivering quality, affordable transit that links people, jobs, and communities. If you want to hop aboard, here's how to get all the information you need. Online, go to www.transitchicago.com. There you can access system maps, bus and train schedules, and service updates. You can even use the Google Trip Planner. Enter where you want to start, where you want to go, and what time you plan to travel. For regional trips, you can use the RTA Trip Planner. Another option, make the connection by phone. Call 836-7000 from any local area code. Combining technology and teamwork while delivering dependable, affordable transit. I'm Jean Sparrow. Welcome to Connections. CTA's top priority is the safety and security of its customers and employees. If you should ever find yourself in an emergency situation, you should know that CTA employees are specially trained to handle emergencies. If you're on a train that is experiencing problems, you need to know what to expect, what emergency features are already in place in the subway or on a train, and what you may be asked to do.
Safety features in the subway include signage that directs customers to the closest emergency exit. There are emergency walkways upon which the customers can walk to the closest emergency exit, and they're equipped with handrail.
Also note that all exits have signs with the street address and stairs that lead up to street level.
We have blue lights affixed throughout the subway. Those blue lights are places where telephones are located. Now, at those telephones, the passengers have the ability to push one button and they're able to talk directly to our control center. Now, as they continue walking towards the emergency exit, there's a flashing blue light that would alert them to the location of that emergency exit, as well as a message that's playing that directs them to that emergency exit.
The emergency exit is at the flashing blue light.
The safety features inside the train include emergency response instructions, what to do if there's an emergency. There are speakers within each train car that the motorman, the operator in the train, can communicate to the customers through. And then there are doors that pass from train car to train car should the operator provide instructions for the customers to leave one train car to another. They have the ability to safely pass through.
Both the Chicago Fire Department and Chicago Police Department are alerted to emergencies on CTA's system by personnel who are on duty at CTA's control center. Fire and police personnel train alongside CTA staff to familiarize themselves with CTA subway tunnels and elevated structure, so when they respond to the scene, they can provide assistance to riders as quickly as possible.
As field employees, we're in direct contact with our control center. Our control center has direct lines to the police department, the fire department, and the OEMC.
All CTA trains have a two-way intercom system which allows customers to talk to the rail operator in an emergency. If you're in an emergency situation, look for the blue light on the rail car lighting panel. Push the operator call button and this will put you in contact with the rail operator.
May I help you, please? It's very important to listen to CTA personnel or any other personnel that are on the scene at that time because we've been trained to handle emergency situations.
It's dangerous to self-evacuate because there are dangers our customers might not be aware of and might not be able to avoid. There is the third rail that has 600 volts of power. That power gets cut when we have emergency situations, meaning it would be turned off. But if customers self-evacuate, it might still be live. Likewise, there's a risk associated with potentially moving trains.
If you're in a train in an emergency, never evacuate unless you are told to do so by a CTA employee or if your immediate safety is threatened. In most cases, the safest place for you to be is on the train.
Attention passengers, this train is being taken out of service. We'll be evacuating the train along the emergency walkway. I need someone to volunteer to lead the passengers. How about you, sir? Thank you.
If it ever becomes necessary for you to evacuate a train, CTA or emergency personnel will ask you to leave the train in one of 5 ways. If the train is located completely in a station, you will be directed to step out of the side doors onto the platform. If the train is located only partially in a station, you will be directed to pass through the end doors to the portion of the train that is in the station and then use the side doors to access the platform. If the train is located out of a station and there's no nearby train, you will be directed to exit using the side doors to the emergency walkway located at track or platform level. If the train is out of the station and there is another train on the same track, you will be directed to use the end doors to access the other train. If the train is out of the station and there's another train on the adjacent track, you will be directed to walk through the train to the designated car where you will cross over to the other train. CTA does have some do's and don'ts for evacuations. Do's include: familiarize yourself with evacuation procedures. These are posted in each rail car. Stay calm and listen carefully to CTA or emergency personnel instructions. The don'ts are: do not open the doors. If the train is in motion, this would be extremely dangerous. If the train is not moving, then the rail operator has made the decision not to open the doors for passenger safety. Also, never touch any tracks or rails, even if you've been told the power is off.
For CTA, safety is our #1 priority. And one of the things we want to do is encourage our public to continue to ride CTA. So when you're aboard our train system, you can feel safe that we've already spent hours, countless hours, training and preparing for any type of situations that could come about.
In order to ensure the safety of our passengers and our employees, CTA has training programs for our employees. We have exercises where we practice different types of emergencies and how to react. And we also monitor our programs for effectiveness and are looking constantly for opportunities to improve them.
CTA continues training and developing new ways to keep riders safe in every situation. Still to come, the one thing Cubs and Sox fans can agree on.
Okay. All right, that's enough. All right. I've got enough. Come on! Oh, you gotta be kidding me! What the heck?
The word connection, a link or a spark that brings people together. I'm Jean Sparrow. Welcome to Connections. CTA is constantly evaluating routes to see what works best for each neighborhood in Chicago. Recently, CTA enhanced service for customers, and in the coming months, you'll see some service changes that will benefit many CTA riders.
Our whole goal in adding service and improving service for our customers is to increase ridership and make transit more attractive.
For many reasons, public transit is becoming the ride of choice for many who live or work in Chicago. CTA is making changes to make trains and buses even more convenient for customers. Rail customers will notice several improvements and a great connection to Wrigley Field, home of the Cubs.
We're very excited about the new weekend service on the Yellow Line. We've added weekend service that operates from 6 in the morning to 11 p.m. approximately. This has been very popular with baseball fans, particularly because they can park at Skokie, get on the Yellow Line, and transfer at Howard, which gives them a direct connection to the Addison Red Line station.
It's really beautiful for me because I have to be to work at 6 in the morning. It's really great. I just love it. I hope they keep it like this. I really love it. It's beautiful, and I'm enjoying it. I mean, it's so quick and it's clean. Everything is so nice. I love it.
Service is good. I mean, they're always on time, and I like it since they come early in the morning now too. They got a longer schedule. It is good service.
To see the Cubs or any place that we have to go, Chinatown, whatever. It's good to take Swift. I am so glad, and only the Swift, but Saturday and Sunday too.
Some of the other rail line improvements include additional Green Line service in the AM and PM rush. As different schedule changes are put in place, customers are really noticing the difference.
I've noticed a big difference in the trains going back and forth through services, actually more service than ever. So I've been getting here a lot quick. I've gotten here a lot quicker, you know what I'm saying, than before. It used to take me about an hour to get here. Now it takes me 30 minutes, tops.
So I do see that it is coming a lot quicker, and the trains are actually a little more convenient for the customers now.
Bus riders will also notice some changes in schedules, which will make traveling for work or fun much more convenient. Remember to check our website for a full list of changes to rail and bus routes.
The other two bus services that were added at the end of March was more frequent service on the number 8 Halsted in the AM rush, as well as the number 65 Grand service. Now we are offering service till 10 p.m., which helps supplement service to Navy Pier, as well as other retail shops west of the downtown area in Grand, so that people who work in third shifts can travel to and from work as late as 10 p.m. We've also increased the frequency on Saturday and Sunday, knowing that Navy Pier and a lot of the retail shops are very popular on the weekend.
To improve service in the Madison-Roosevelt corridor, we enhanced service and frequency on 2 routes and eliminated a rush period only route.
The bus route that was eliminated was 127, which is the Madison-Roosevelt corridor. On the X20, which is the Madison-Washington Express, we've added more stops west of Central Park in order for people to take advantage of the express service further west so they can get quicker to downtown. And then we've also improved service on the number 12, 7 days a week. We've increased frequency as well as improved reliability.
Keep checking CTA's website, www.transitchicago.com, for more information that may affect your route. When Chicago's baseball teams square off here this summer, they'll be vying for bragging rights. And you can be at the front of the pack, especially if you take the CTA to the old ball game. The one thing that Cubs and Sox fans can agree on is taking public transit to the games.
It is so simple and convenient. And if you look outside and you look at that traffic, that's the only way. CTA all the way.
If you take CTA, you'll avoid parking fees and traffic jams. Each year, in honor of the Crosstown Series, CTA staff distributes special commemorative posters before the games. The posters, which are designed by artist Steve Musgrave, are handed out at the Addison Red Line Station for Wrigley Field games and the Sox 35th Red Line Station for games at U.S. Cellular Field.
Whenever I'm doing a poster, especially these posters, I picture some kid hanging it up on their wall, so I figure that's part of their, everyday, surroundings. So yeah, it's like their personal public art.
Baseball fans can also get a piece of history by purchasing a special limited edition fare card commemorating the 2008 Crosstown Series. The cards are now on sale at most CTA stations as well as CTA headquarters. The Red Line serves both ballparks directly and offers easy connections from the other rail lines and many bus routes. Besides the Red Line, there are several CTA bus routes that provide direct service to the games. Check www.transitchicago.com for the route nearest you. In the event that the Cubs and the Sox make it to the World Series this fall, well, the CTA stands ready to make it a Red Line Series for the ages. Up next, award-winning service with a smile. Missed an episode of Connections? Want to find an address or a link featured? Then go to the Connections website. There are several ways to find us. Go to www.transitchicago.com and click on Connections. Or visit the Connections website at podcastchicago.tv and click the Connections link to find the most recent episodes. You can watch episodes online for instant viewing, or you can subscribe with your favorite podcasting tool and automatically download new shows each month. Like all video podcasts, Connections can be viewed directly on your computer or laptop, or can be viewed on a portable media player, such as the Video iPod. Connect online with Connections at podcastchicago.tv. Getting from here to there quickly, easily, and without breaking the bank. I'm Jean Sparrow. Welcome to Connections. And now we're on to this month's rodeo winner, and he's a familiar face. You may have seen him on Connections before, or you may have even seen him operating your train.
Jaime is a very good person. He's very people-oriented. I love the fact that he's always smiling. He has an absolutely wonderful personality. He's always willing to help, and I'm very happy with Jaime.
Jaime Rivera is no stranger to the CTA Rodeo. This is the second time he's won the Rail Rodeo competition. Like all rodeo winners, Jaime is the best of the best.
Anyone can actually apply who's a CTA employee, whether they're an operator, customer assistant, switchman, railcar parents, anything like that. But their records, they go through a record review, and out of their record review, the best people are chosen to actually participate in the rodeo.
We had to take a test. There was a test of 50 questions,
also a signal test, and then we had to fill out like paperwork of an incident. From there, they take the best 10 to make it into the finals.
Anytime that the operators win the rodeo, they actually have a chance to go to the national competition. It's held in various states each year. So by winning here, then they're able to go represent CTA in another state. And that's something Jaime's done, and we're very proud of the fact that he's there to do that for us.
So, what does it take to be a CTA rail operator?
Basically someone who's very professional, someone who's very people-oriented, someone who is willing to learn, someone who is a good worker, a team player, willing to come to work, do the job to the best of their ability. And basically they go through training for everything else. So if they could just bring those simple traits with them, then we can always work to make them even better at their jobs.
A feeling to be operating a train, and you're helping out people. I like that. I've been dealing with people since I was a kid, and it's just, to me, it's a good job.
The CTA fosters tremendous employee loyalty, especially for operators like Jaime. When employees can feel good about their jobs, then everyone wins.
There's just so many people that were just telling me that, hope you win, and they were just encouraging me, and that feels so good to have coworkers telling you things like that.
He is also a line instructor, so therefore he's one of the operators who would actually be taking out our new employees, teaching them how to actually perform the job to the best of their ability. With him being such an excellent operator, a lot of time we have opportunities where film companies will come in, they'll want to shoot various movies, or individuals will want to rent private trains. And a lot of times Jaime has actually chosen to do this because of the type of individual and employee that he is for the CTA.
You can see so much, even if he could be working the same line for year in and year out. Things change, and there's just so much you see out there, and you see people out there. But when you get into that station and those people are like saying, you can see the expressions on their face like, all right, here's the train, get on. So it's a good feeling, and there's a lot of times people, they just say good morning to me, hello, and thank you, and that feels good.
If you're on the train and see Jaime, be sure to congratulate him on his second win.
Not that I like to brag or anything, but once in a while I might say, hey, I'm the best one they got out here. So.
Jaime is a great example of the dedication that CTA employees show to their jobs. Customers really appreciate his smiling face and the fact that he does his job so well. The CTA, delivering quality, affordable transit that links people, jobs, and communities. If you want to hop aboard, here's how to get all the information you need. Online, go to www.transitchicago.com. There you can access system maps, bus and train schedules, and service updates. You can even use the Google Trip Planner. Enter where you want to start, where you want to go, and what time you plan to travel. For regional trips, you can use the RTA Trip Planner. Another option, make the connection by phone. Call 836-7000 from any local area code. Traveling in and around Chicago on the CTA saves you time and money. I'm Jean Sparrow. Welcome to Connections. You know we're always looking for story ideas. Do you have a travel secret you'd like to share? How about a hidden Chicago gem that's served by the CTA? We want to hear about it. Give us a call at the Connections Hotline, 312-681-2812. Helping you make your connections. I'm Jean Sparrow. Thanks for watching.